In this video, I would like to talk with you about online real estate investments. If you ever want to become a real estate investor, this is probably your time. Now, there are a lot of platforms where you don't necessarily need to have a lot of money in order to get started investing in online real estate. Just simply type into Google "invest in real estate online" and you're going to be able to invest in real estate most of the time upwards from $2,500 or sometimes even just $1,000. Now, you probably think right now, I cannot buy any properties with $1,000, right? Yes, absolutely, you're right. You cannot purchase an entire property with $1,000, at least not where I know, but you can buy a certain part of a property. Now, often on these platforms, such as this one that I'm going to talk with you about in just a second, there are a lot of investors that come together and together buy a property. And over some time, the property is first of all going to generate them income, but also when, for instance, the company sells, let's say after 5 years, a property that they bought for $200,000 for $300,000, of course, you're going to get a piece of the cake. And the piece of the cake, of course, is relative in size to the amount of money that you invested in this certain property. Now, one great example for that is Cardone Capital. Now, I'm not associated with this company. Sometimes I wish I would, but I'm not associated with this company. I don't have any business with them. I don't refer anyone. I don't make any money with this, but I think many of you have heard of Grant Cardone. He is a very popular online business expert and he has a company called Cardone Capital. I'm going to use right now Cardone Capital as an example for how to invest in real estate online. Now, for Cardone Capital or for investing in Cardone Capital, you need to be an accredited investor. So an accredited investor basically means that you're earning $200,000 to $300,000 per year. This can also include your husband or spouse, and you must at least have a net worth of $1 million, which is not taking into consideration your house. So you need to be, in easier terms, rich. You need to have a lot of money in order to be able to invest in Cardone Capital. But of course, there are other platforms that don't require such a high amount. I'm just going to go over this example with you right now. So let's click up here on investments and let's have a look at the investments that this company is offering. So most of the time they are investing in multifamily apartments, so huge apartments with perhaps, let's say 100 units or something like that, that all together then generate a certain amount of money. So it says right here, the location, first of all, is various. The asset class is multifamily apartments. The offering size is $40 million. Then the minimum/maximum investment is $100,000. Maximum investment is $5 million. And then projected IRR is 15%. And the projected multiple is around 2.54. So for instance, if you invest, let's say $100,000, the projected multiple is going to be 2.54. So in this case, actually right now, then you're going to get around $254,000. Now, when you click on learn more, or let's actually open this in a new tab, you can learn more about this property right here. So let's actually click on learn more. And first of all, well, we have to create an account. But anyway, so we have a lot of other kinds of properties right here. Most of them are already closed, so you cannot invest in them anymore. But as you can see right here, these are some, in my mind, fantastic deals. So it says right here, effective gross income is $3.6 million, operating expense of $1.2 million, expense ratio 34.2, net operating income, and this. So basically you can learn about the apartments, and when you log in, you get detailed reports to these apartments and basically how much they think they're gonna make you. So in the end, such an online platform is absolutely incredible because you're investing in something that is real. You're not investing in, let's say you're not lending money. You're not, to a certain degree, just putting money into something that perhaps doesn't have value. For instance, a lot of people are discussing, is cryptocurrency even worth it? Is cryptocurrency, does it have value? Does even money have value? And for instance, if you're playing around with, let's say, if you're investing money in cryptocurrencies, then of course your investments might be gone very soon. But if you're investing in real property, often these investments turn out to be better in the long term than, some kind of company that you're investing in, or let's say some kind of commodity. Often they don't turn out as good as these properties because they're also paying all the time these properties. But anyway, so if you want to invest in such a company or in such projects, you can do that at any given time on such platforms as Cardone Capital. But again, there are a lot of other platforms that do the same thing, so you don't necessarily have to be an accredited investor. You don't necessarily have to have 200 to 300 grand every single year. You don't necessarily have to have $1 million in, for instance, your bank account or in shares already or something like that. You can also invest with much smaller amounts of money and still get a great return. But anyway, that was it now here for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and we are going to see each other in the next one.